Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. Happy Wednesday. Let's take a look at that weather ahead. 8 a.m. 57 degrees, a high of 79 degrees, partly cloudy, so beautiful day out there. Rain 30% chance. I am loving the cooler temperatures, if I'm honest. Let's take a look at the hourly temperatures. 8 a.m. 57 degrees and mostly sunny. Noon 74 and a little bit of cloud coverage still. 4 p.m. 76 and mostly cloudy. And then 8 p.m. 68 degrees and isolated thunderstorms. So we're going to see some rain, some thunderstorms later this evening, but cooler temperatures, and I am here for it. Let's take a look at the I-70 corridor. Eagle, 30% chance of rain, 85 degrees. Avon, 30% chance as well, 81. Vail, 79 degrees and 30% chance. And then Denver, 94 degrees and sunny and a little cloud coverage. We can always count on Denver with those warm temperatures. A low of 54 tonight. Rain, 40% chance, partly cloudy. Sunset at 7:52 and winds east to southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it looks like a beautiful night tonight to open those windows, get some good sleep. Let's take a look at that. The week ahead, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all look like scattered thunderstorms, afternoon thunderstorms, and then we're going to have a little bit of clearing out on Monday with partly cloudy and 78 degrees. So it looks like Thursday, pretty much through Sunday, we're going to have some of those showers, and I don't know, we'll have to check it out. As we know, in these mountain towns, hour by hour, minute by minute, we never know what the weather is going to have in store for us.
It's so true. Scattered thunderstorms usually means about a 20-minute little
Totally.
rain
Yes.
shower, and then everything's beautiful again.
Well, and I've learned this the hard way because I tend to take everything very literally, and I'll plan to go hiking or biking, camping, and then it's 20 minutes of rain, and I'm like, dang it, I didn't know. I'll think, oh no, I can't go, it's raining, but you're right, it comes and goes pretty quickly.
You just have to be prepared. Wear that rain jacket.
For all the weather here in these Colorado mountain towns.
You get all seasons in one day here.
Well, how are you, Kim? How are you doing on this Wednesday? I keep on thinking it's Thursday, by the way. I don't know what that's about.
You know, it's a wonderful Wednesday. You know, I think it's really impressive that we've got one more full weekend of August, and then we roll into Labor Day weekend. So did you have a good summer?
I did. I've had the best summer. And you know, it's interesting. I was thinking yesterday was a month to the day of summer, just a month left. And I'm like, I've done so many things this summer and I feel so good. This might be unpopular opinion. I am ready. I am ready for the snow. I'm ready for the cooler temperatures, but there's still a lot of things to do. Like today, did you know 9 a.m. free yoga, Beaver Creek? Pretty awesome.
I love the option of free yoga. We are still here at 9 a.m.,
Yes.
so we haven't gotten to attend that yet. But I think everybody else should get out there, stretch your body, move around a little bit.
Yes, and I mean, what a scene. The scenery, mountains, and yoga. There's nothing better. And it's complimentary. It's free. Beaver Creek, 9 a.m. You should go. We'll be here, but you should go.
One of the many reasons to come visit us or to get out and about and explore the community. Then tonight we still have Avon Live happening.
Yes,
so
really, really
rain
cool.
Or shine, it'll be there.
Yes, and then at 11 a.m. there is, I was really excited, story time at Vail Public Library, which I've actually never been to. I've heard great things. A lot of my friends have children. I've heard all about it. I want to go. I really am stoked, even though I have fur babies, but I still think, why not? You can go and enjoy story time.
Everybody deserves a good story.
Yes.
It's true. It's nice to always kind of hear that perspective.
Yes.
But, you know, I love that we still have a few more weeks left of summer. So
okay. We were same vibe. Here we go. What are you thinking? Because you're the newbie to town, and I've seen you out and about doing all the things. What are some things that you have yet to do that you're still
I don't feel like I'm a newbie anymore.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I've gotten
true.
pretty ingrained into the community, but I definitely plan to go to the Avon Live concert tonight.
Okay,
I think that's
awesome.
Super exciting. And then all of the fun farmers markets that are happening this weekend, I will be there because I've had a lot of summer travel, and now I can't wait to just plug in and truly live like a local.
Saturday, the Edwards. I live in Edwards. We should go together.
Okay.
Because Sunday Vail, I have been to I think I love the Vail Farmers Market. That is such a cool time, but I can never take my dogs because one is really good, one is a puppy. So I think we should go to Edwards and take Bolly and Gypsy.
Okay, let's go for a walk.
I love that idea. I love that.
Wonderful. Now stay tuned. We have a lot happening on this morning's edition of Good Morning Vail. So Gretchen and I will be right back after this short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
And we're back. I hope you refilled that cup of coffee because we've got quite an interesting show in store for you today. Now, Ben Roof had a conversation with a brand new outdoor adventure apparel company called Summit Outdoors, based out of Park City. Ben spoke with some of their founders. Let's have a look at that conversation to see what kind of new gear you might be adding to your winter collection this season.
We are now joined by Jamie Parker, one of the founders of Summit Outdoor, a new local Park City-based brand. Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. So you guys are just starting to get up and running, right? With a couple of products, but you've got more on the way. Could you tell us a little bit about Summit Outdoors and how you guys kind of got started?
Yeah, we launched 2 months ago in June, a local brand. My wife and I have been talking about this for quite some time. We both met actually at Nike and have a passion for the outdoors and consumer products. And yeah, we, over the COVID period, started to work on what we saw as a consumer problem. And, started to put pedal to the metal in terms of bringing this brand to life. And so we launched in June, and we do have a few products coming in the fall. So we're very excited about that.
So right now, with you guys just getting up and running, you've already got products available in a couple of brick and mortar locations and online, correct?
Correct. So our primary storefront is www.summitoutdoor.com, SMMToutdoor.com. And then we are on Main Street at the Collective and a few other stores. So we are sort of available in a limited way in some bricks and mortar stores.
So tell us a little bit about what you guys are currently offering and a little bit about what you're hoping to offer in the future here.
Yeah, so Summit launched with an idea. Both Michelle and I have coastal roots and ended up in Park City 6 years ago, and have sort of this nostalgic connection to tote bags. And we really like the idea of creating a bag that lived up to our environment, to make it Park City worthy and mountain resort worthy. And so we launched with the Powder Loft tote, as you mentioned, in two sizes. And there's some unique features that make this a little bit different than the tote you'll find in the marketplace today. It's weatherproof, it's water resistant, both on the inside and out. We're using apparel level or jacket level shells. It has a tad more organization than what you'll find in sort of the traditional tote. And it's lofted, which obviously, as Mountain Town residents, we're very sort of used to seeing lofted jackets. But the idea was to bring some of that lightweight comfort and protection into a bag, with the added benefit of it does make it insulated, which does allow for things to be cooled for a little period of time. So think Deer Valley concert or something like that. We are primarily an accessories brand, so the products to come are, think mostly tote, leather, bag products, and then ultimately we'll do some accessories like drinkware that fit in that bag.
Well, the bag itself is absolutely gorgeous, and that was going to be one of my next questions for you. Since it does have that lofted exterior, I was wondering about insulation. But is it also water repellent too, since it does have a little bit of that jacket look to it?
Yeah, so we used apparel level fabrics, which is ultimately more expensive, but we really wanted to make something that kind of lived up to our hometown. And so we're using waterproof shells both on the inside and out. They also have covers on the top, which keeps the precipitation, which we're very used to, out. So we've built this very much with sort of Park City as our muse and making sure that it can live up to our environment.
Well, it looks like an incredibly durable product as well. Well made with rugged stitching and some pretty intense handles.
Absolutely. We really built this thinking about it as an outdoor company with timeless design tried to be, designed in. And so we're looking to build something that will last a lifetime, but also designed in a way that will never go out of style. And that was really our goal as we tried to build the Powder Loft tote.
So let me ask you this about just Summit Outdoor in general. How did you guys come up with a name, and where did that idea originate from?
It's a great question. So Summit started as an idea around just pursuing the aspirational peaks of lifestyle. And so Summit as a word really resonated with us. It obviously has a nod to Summit County too. So a connection to sort of the local place and the founding and origins of the brand. And then Summit, because it's an acronym, SMMT, stands for Sustainable Mountain Marine Travel, which is really our product brief, building things that can live up to a mountain lifestyle, the coast, and the travel in between.
Fantastic. So with that sustainability part of your acronym there, it's my understanding that you guys are trying to give back a little bit to the community and to kind of help improve sustainability and outreach here in Summit County?
Yeah, we think it's absolutely critical for our brand to have some connection and connective tissue back to our community, as well as have a soul. And albeit we are not perfect, we're doing a few things that we think are a little bit more considered than the average brand. We're first making all of our products with, I would call it 95% plus recycled, either post-consumer or post-industrial recycled materials. The second thing is we're using Blue Sign partners. This generally means that our manufacturing partners are more considered around how they run their businesses, whether it's using solar, how they treat water, et cetera. And then finally, we are a 1% for the Planet brand, and we are giving back locally to the Summit Land Conservancy. So one of our pillars of our brand is protect the places we live and play. And so by giving back through every sale, we can protect some of the land and water in our local area.
Well, that's great that you're really trying to make an effort here to contribute back directly to Summit County as well. Let me ask you this. As coming from a large corporate background with Nike, tell me a little bit about how you guys have any of the challenges you've encountered trying to get a new business off the ground. I know that can be something that's really challenging, especially if you've got kids in the house. So tell me a little bit about that. Just like, how have you guys kind of created a business out of nothing?
Today helps with school starting again. Yeah, it is a challenge. I think shifting from a large company that has lots of resources to really putting your own energy and your own resources into something is always going to have a little bit of a bumpy ride. There's both pros and cons to that. I think what we love about it is we're attached to every facet of the business. We're thinking about product lines 2 years out, and we're writing thank you notes as we pack boxes and ship them out on a daily basis. And so I think one of the things that's been a challenge is, both Michelle and myself are involved in this. So we obviously have a lot invested within this household, and we're trying to balance being, great parents and stuff as well. But the value is our heart and soul is in it as well. And so we get to be a part of kind of every facet of building this brand and hopefully making sort of Park City proud.
Well, and it can be such a self-motivating factor too, to be working for something that you're passionate about, something that's driving you, as opposed to just showing up somewhere and collecting a paycheck. Let me ask you one more question before I let you go. It's my understanding that it is kind of essential, if you're trying to start a business, to have one particular thing, and that's a garage. Mattel was started in a garage, like Disney was started in a garage, Apple, Microsoft. Let me ask you this. Do you have a garage?
I do have a garage, and it's absolutely full of product. We basically set it up, probably not the favorite topic for Michelle and my kids, but the garage has been taken over to be a warehouse and to be a pick, pack, and ship facility. So yeah, we do have a garage.
Well, hopefully here in the future, you're able to move out of that garage and take over a warehouse space as you guys continue to expand. Jamie from Summit Outdoor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it.
Where can we go one more time before I let you go to check out your tote bags and the rest of your products?
Best place for information on the current product and for products upcoming is www.smmtoutdoor.com. And we really appreciate people stopping by.
Awesome. Jimmy Parker, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be right back after a quick break.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on TV8Vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Hi there, I'm Cece with Good Day Vail, and recently I had the distinct pleasure of sitting down with two individuals that are passionate about knitting. And I know you're probably wondering, knitting, but believe it or not, knitting has been ranked as the most relaxing event or hobby we could do besides yoga and meditation. So join us for this episode of Good Day Vail about knitting.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 7 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your three favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
In America's heartland, living close to the land, there's a love for the country and a pride in the brand. In America's heartland, living close to the land. In America's heartland, close to the land.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the TV8 Weather Center. Let's take a look for this Wednesday. As you can see, 8 a.m., 57 degrees, a high of 79 degrees, and rain, 30% chance, partly cloudy, wind southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So beautiful earlier morning to get on out there and soak up some of that sunshine. We have a month left in summer. 8 a.m., 57 degrees and mostly sunny. Then you see the cloud coverage coming slowly in at noon, 74 degrees, 4 p.m., 76, and then 8 p.m., weather's really dropping, the temperature dropping, and isolated thunderstorms around 8 p.m. this evening. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor. As you can see in Avon, we have 81 degrees and 30% chance of rain. Eagle, 85, 30% chance of rain. Vail, 79 and the same 30% chance. And then Denver, 94 degrees with a little bit of cloud coverage in Denver. A low of 54 tonight, rain, 40% chance. Sunset at 7:52 and winds east to southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So gorgeous night out there. This week, we have a little bit of thunderstorms and some precipitation heading our direction. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it looks like scattered thunderstorms. And then Monday, finally, 78 degrees and that sunshine coming back out. So yes, lots of precipitation heading our way. So definitely get on out there a little bit earlier today and soak up that sunshine. We have our very own Avija at Kimosabi. Let's check it out.
Hi friends, Avisha Scarborough here. Welcome to Vail Vibes. We are right in the heart of Vail Village and I'm about to take you hat shopping at one of Colorado's most iconic stores. There's something about the cowboy hat, a symbol of classic Americana that never goes out of style. And if you're looking for the real deal, Angelica Hastings says come to Kimosabi.
We sell Stetsons and our own Kimosabi hats, and they're all made the old-fashioned way. There isn't a better way of doing them. Even the machines that make them are from the early 1900s. So they're very true to the original cowboy hats and very authentic.
She says putting on a cowboy hat immediately boosts your confidence.
You have a little bit of swagger with a hat on, and people look at you different, and they, they're like, ooh, who is that cool girl? So hats are fun.
And part of the fun is the experience of shopping itself. She says that all Kimosabi employees go through extensive training on all things hats in order to provide the best service to customers.
It's very exciting for them to come here and get their hat, and we like to focus on them.
And since I'm shopping for a new cowboy hat, she gave me a taste of what Kimosabi customer service is all about, starting with sizing, followed by trying on hats and more hats. And once you find the right one, it's time for the best part. Personalizing your hat with hat bands, feathers, charms, jewels, and even miniature knives. This is Leah Bilski. She got her first custom hat when she started working at Kimosabi almost 2 years ago.
You have a hat on and you can basically do anything.
And hats aren't the only thing they sell. There's boots, bags, belts.
Today I'm wearing these.
And of course,
These
lots
are
of jewelry.
favorites of mine. Now this you need to see right side up.
This is Nancy Rose, owner of The Good Stuff. She says a Kimosabi hat is the perfect accessory to go with her jewelry.
I like the word edgy because my jewelry is a little edgy too. And it sort of works with my turquoise jewelry.
And if you want to turn your shopping experience into more of a party, you can do that here in Kimosabi's VIP room. This room is reserved for their super VIP customers, but almost anyone can rent it out for a special occasion.
A lot of bachelorette parties, for sure. Really anything. We've even had a baby shower here. Yeah.
And about as much attention to detail that goes into their hats went into decorating this room.
This is our bar. We found it in Pennsylvania. It's an old saloon bar from the turn of the century. So it's the real deal.
Whether you're shopping or just browsing, Angelica says come on by the store for a fun experience. And like the founder Tom Yoder likes to say, anyone can be a cowboy, even just for a day. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am very excited about this interview. I get to interview Brian Moody, car expert, a car buying expert, I should say. And I was talking with Brian off camera a little bit earlier. I have only owned Jeeps. I have so many questions. I'm so excited to talk all things electric and hybrid cars. How are you doing this morning, Brian?
I am doing great. Good thing that you're in luck you like Jeeps, because Jeep does have a plug-in hybrid and it's actually quite good.
Really? Okay, so this is, there we go. We're starting off great. That's something I did not realize, I did not know. I would love to hear. I'm so interested, electric and hybrid cars. Why are Americans nervous about buying them? What is the trepidation there? Why aren't we all buying them right
Well,
now?
I think when it comes to electric cars, I think they're concerned, and rightfully so, how they behave in cold weather, the range, and more importantly, the charging time. What we found was we did a survey recently and asked people if they were open to the idea of electric cars, and they said that they were open. But about 2/3 of the respondents said that they felt like a hybrid fit their needs better right now for today.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you think it's more of people are just nervous to have a full, total kind of change of lifestyle, or with the electric car running out, if you run out of gas, like one of my friends was saying earlier, obviously you can walk down the road, call whatever AAA, but as far as powering your car, that's maybe the nervousness kind of rides on that. Is that what you're thinking?
It could be, yeah, it could be that it's unfamiliar technology. I think that's kind of the bucket that we're talking about. And that could be it. But at the same time, there are many people that are really into new technology. So we see a lot of early adopters going and getting Teslas and Jeeps and Toyotas and other, fully electric or even fuel cell powered cars. So there's a little bit of both. In the middle, we think hybrids work well for people because it gives you what you need right now. But with a plug-in hybrid, for example, you can drive around and do your daily errands on fully electricity. So 20 to 40 miles, do your daily errands, electricity only. The gas engine never comes on until you want to go up to the mountains and go on a ski trip or go on a long road trip. Then the gas engine kicks in, and it gives you the convenience of just going to gas stations.
I love that. So you think that the kind of way to go is maybe the in-between hybrid and then going full electric? Is that kind of your vibe? That's what you think is best for most people to try?
Yes, and certain vehicles, I'll tell you, like you mentioned Jeep. The Jeep has this great feature where when you plug it in, most plug-ins, as soon as you start driving, it uses up the electricity. The Jeep has a feature where you can bank your electricity, go to your destination, and then when you get there, if you want to go off-roading or whatever, then you can turn on the electricity. Imagine being off-road where all you hear is the birds and the stream and that kind of thing.
I love
so there's
that.
lots of different options when it comes to these hybrids and plug-in hybrids.
That's really interesting. That is something I wasn't aware of. And for me, as only being a Jeep owner, and that's kind of the only vehicle I know not even a lot about, I know about. That's really awesome. For me, that's something I would definitely use daily. That's really cool. I was wondering, what confuses people the most, do you think, about EVs?
What seems to confuse people is almost everything, because in the survey that I mentioned before, a majority of respondents said they didn't even know what questions to ask, so they felt confused by the whole process.
Okay.
There's things like tax incentives. That's one thing that you can look into. There's also the cost of replacing a battery in an electric car if you bought it used, maybe outside of warranty. That's a major concern. There's also how the electric cars and the electric components work when the weather is either very hot or very cold. And all of those things are valid concerns, but might not be a barrier for everyone. So it's important to look into what your specific needs are and then go from there. For some people, a fully electric car is going to be great. They're going to love the experience, especially if you can charge up at home.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, and this is very interesting timing because in October, my Jeep will be paid off and I'm going to start looking around, shopping around. So let's say for me, for a first-time buyer thinking about electric hybrid, what is kind of, what are the steps that I would do so? What can I look into? Where do I go to? What is the best way to kind of take those first steps to see what would be best for me and my needs here in Vail, let's say, in Colorado?
Well, yeah, totally. You can evaluate your needs, first of all. Like, what do you own your own home is a good place to start. If you do, and you can install a charger on your property, you're going to like that. If not, look about where are the chargers in your area. Maybe there are plenty, maybe there are not. Ask the dealership where you go, hey, I want a fully electric car, or I want whatever you think is going to work for best, and have them tell you some pros and cons. You can also go to our website, which is kbb.com, and that has a full buying guide of pros and cons on all these kind of cars we're talking about. So do a lot of research ahead of time. Also, you could keep driving your Jeep and have no car payment for a little while. That's one thing you could do.
I love that. Brian, I can see why they call you the car expert. I was just wondering, personally, what kind of car do you own? Do you own a hybrid? Do you own an electric car? Or are you still running like me without?
Yes, we have a gasoline-powered car, and the reason is that I intended to get a plug-in hybrid, and I went down to get a plug-in hybrid, and it was just too expensive.
Gotcha.
I could not afford the car,
Right.
the price that the car was didn't make sense, because the car that was the similar car, same car, but was gasoline only, was about $15,000 less.
Wow.
That's a lot of money,
Mhm.
and that goes into your payment. So, we have a car that we bought used that's a small SUV, and I
Cool.
think it works great. Would the next time I consider getting a plug-in hybrid? Yes, if the prices come down a little bit more, I would consider that for sure.
I love that you're so honest, because that is something that people don't always think about. It is, I mean, it's so good for the environment and way more expensive. So you have to do what you can do to help our
Right.
environment little by little. That's awesome. Brian, I hope I can get your
Right.
email or cell phone number, because before I get my car, I'm going to be calling or emailing you. It seems like you know all the things, all the ways of buying
No
cars.
problem.
I
Yes,
really-
no problem.
Of course. I really appreciate you getting up so early with us this morning. And thank you for talking to us about all things hybrid and electric
Yep.
cars.
Yep. No, thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. And keep it right here for more.
Thank you.
Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Even your pets can enjoy a ride on the train. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, this next segment is very special to us because we did an exclusive partnership with Covered Bridge. They've taken their information from print to TV now, and they've had a conversation with local writer and English teacher Maddie Rhodes. Let's have a look at all that they have to say.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller and I'm the co-founder of Jaunt Media Collective out of West Vail and the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the other co-owner of Jaunt Media Collective and the director of partnerships. Today we have such a great person to talk with. Her name is Maddie Rhodes. She is a lovely local here who wrote a fantastic article for the upcoming issue of Covered Bridge magazine. Welcome, Maddie.
Thank you.
Maddie, tell us a little bit about your experience with writing and, also starting to integrate that into your work as a teacher here in the Valley.
So I started writing in college and then kind of took a heavy break after college and worked in a few different fields and but felt the draw back to it. So ended up going to graduate school for creative writing, which I just finished in December. And as a part of my thesis, I wrote this essay about a hike that I did with one of our mutual friends this summer. And we hiked the Halo Ridge Loop. For anyone who's familiar with that, it goes up Holy Cross and then across this ridge down Notch. So it's pretty long, quite arduous, and unpredictable. And wrote a lot of other essays in that collection as well. But now I'm teaching English in the Valley for high schoolers.
Great. Well, Maddie had sent some of her writing over to the editors at Covered Bridge, and our theme for the summer and fall 2023 issue is Journey. When I read this out loud, I think Bobby and I were on a road trip somewhere, coming back from something, and we were both like, wow, this needs to be in print, and especially with all the wonderful photos you took. So the title of this feature is Lessons from the Journey, Reflections from a Humbling Day on the Halo Ridge Loop. And I'm going to read a little segment of your amazing essay, your amazing piece. On a July day last year, my friend Marissa and I set out to conquer the Halo Ridge Loop in Holy Cross Wilderness. When she first sent me the route on all trails, I responded, "Let's do it." My zealousness to summit Holy Cross and Notch in one day overcame the concerns I should have had about the terrain and our preparedness. Yeah. Maddie, tell us about this. And this really kind of sums up your piece, but there's a lot more to the story than that, right?
Yeah, I think it also kind of sums me up as a person. Anyone who knows me well knows that I'm pretty willing to say yes to a lot of adventurous situations, often without knowing exactly what I'm getting myself into. But I approach them with the can-do attitude.
Yeah.
And and then oftentimes reap rewards, and sometimes suffer some consequences. So, on this particular day, we had a great beginning, just a lot of enthusiasm with the 3:30 a.m. wake up, some granola bars or whatever. It was freezing. And I think we did this it was July. Yeah, we did it in July. And the night before, we had talked about fastest known times. So we're like, I wonder, if anybody has the fastest known time for this route. And there are a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 times for males, but none for females. So we're like, great. No matter how long it takes us to do this, we will get the FKT, which is awesome. So, and we were both runners training for big races. Marissa was training for a Leadville 100 bike race, and I was training for a marathon and a 50K for running in the fall. So we were both pretty fit at this point, ready to do something big. And we thought this was a trail that we could run a lot of. So we hike up the Holy Cross part, get to the top, everything's going smoothly, a little bit of altitude sickness, but it goes away. We're fine. So we have some snacks, take a little break, admire the wildflowers, and it's a beautiful day. And then we noticed one cloud, and we're like, okay, not looking great, but it's small, it'll probably go away. We're just gonna keep trucking along, maybe cut our planned breaks a little shorter, and keep an eye on that cloud. So we start down, go up the next ridge, and every time we go down and up, where we keep thinking, the next ridge, it's gonna get flat, and it's gonna get runnable, right? It never did. We were bouldering basically for 6 hours over huge talus that was not stable and extremely dangerous. We were not prepared for that, nor were we really capable of that type of terrain.
So very sketchy conditions. And then we ended up making it to the notch cabin. And then as soon as we looked around, exited, thunderclap. We're like, oh my gosh, we got to get out of here. So then we ran down the entire notch side. So we got a little bit of a run-in, but it wasn't pleasant. We were very tired, very sore at that point, and we were just scared that we were going to get stuck in a thunderstorm, which everyone knows is super dangerous. So yeah, that was kind of a quick summary of the day.
So you brought up a couple things there. Your willingness to do and go, right?
Yeah.
And how that sometimes really leads to some really great rewards. But this situation potentially could have gotten bad, right? So on your next big trip or your next big adventure that someone asks you to go on, or one of your students talks to you about their next big trip, what would be some advice or what would be some ways that you could prepare a little bit more possibly for those potentials or the outcome that you want of always reaping the rewards for some of these big yeses that you do?
Yeah, I mean, here, obviously, always check the weather and know that, we get afternoon thunderstorms. So prepare for those and, plan to be done with your activity at noon or 1. That's just the safest way to do summer activities here, in my opinion. And that's what my parents and my, brother and I did growing up. But the past few summers have been crazy with our drought. We haven't really had those, afternoon thunderstorms. Thankfully, we're starting to have them again, but yeah, plan for them, because you never know when you're going to have them and when you're not going to have them. And oftentimes they don't necessarily show up in the forecast. And it's funny that y'all's issue is called Journeys, because the class that I taught this fall to some juniors was called Journeys. And one of our main texts that we looked at was John Krakauer's Into the Wild, where he tells the story of Chris McCandless, who, dives into a transcendental lifestyle and fully just sheds materialism and capitalism and goes and lives alone in Alaska. And that's major oversimplification of the book. Anyone who has read it would know that. But, we talked a lot about the journey that Chris was on and the things that he was searching for. And Krakauer weaves in other adventurers into the story to kind of compare and contrast these other adventurous, transcendentalist people from our present time to Chris. And it was so interesting that often these people are in environments very similar to ours, but they're encountering drought and thunderstorms and crazy weather events, and these are the things that are often killing them. And it's unpreparedness at the end of the day. So, no matter how much experience you have to always just not get cocky and not, you keep the perspective that you don't know what's going to happen out there, and be prepared for what could happen, the worst situation. It sounds a little bit morbid, but be prepared for the worst. And we talked a lot about my students' stories. What have you experienced out in the wilderness, and what stories have you heard about locally when things have gone wrong, and how can we do things differently and prepare better so that we don't encounter those situations when we go out into the wilderness, into the backcountry.
Yeah, well, and what I loved when your piece all came together, because you did cut it down for Covered Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
the original is super long.
I think it was something like 4,000 or 5,000 words, which is wonderful for, a short book or
a thesis.
Yeah, right. Our features were usually right around 1,200 to 1,500, so I tasked Maddie with cutting it down, and she did a wonderful job. And what I was most impressed with as well was how you wove literature and history into this piece on, your experience of being out there that day, and then looking into some of the history around Holy Cross and the area, as well as Thoreau, Krakauer, some of these amazing writers that have touched on topics like this. And talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to us and the audience about that process of creating a piece that wove all of that together.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. My concentration in graduate school was creative nonfiction, which most people don't really know much about, but it's true. Well, there's a website, a publication called Creative Nonfiction, and their definition is true stories well told. I love that definition because it sums it up very succinctly. So creative nonfiction is a true story that's told in a creative way. So it, you weave in, like in my piece, I wove in local history that people might not be aware of, and it's relevant to my story. So it's not just what happened to me on this day, but I use imagery and I use history and I just synthesize all of these things together to create something that's new and true, but different. So if you're not familiar with creative nonfiction, please Google it. It's great. But I've always had this fascination with Gilman and the history of our valley. And so when Marissa sent me this trail, I saw that it went to over Notch, and I was like, oh my gosh, this has been on my list of things to do for a long time. Go up on Notch, see the view to Gilman from up there, and just like kind of absorb what it would be like to make that trek back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Like, that is crazy to me that they were doing this with none of the supplies or the equipment that we have now that make it easy, and not even like the same trails that make it easy. So that was part of the draw to doing this hike in the first place. And so I felt like it was a necessity to weave all of that in. But also, it's not, I don't know, like my writing, it's not just about me. It's not interesting if it's only about me. It's only interesting if you make it more global and more tangible to a broader community.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you did a phenomenal job. And for those who haven't yet read this article, definitely pick up a summer and fall issue of Covered Bridge magazine. And you can also read the article online. But any closing questions for Maddie, Bobby?
No, I think it's been great to have you on, but it's super unique how you go on this really crazy experience, and it prompts you to write. And I think that's what's cool about this, is like any experience can be something that allows you to put pen to paper. And that's really where storytelling starts, right? And I think that's something you would probably say to your students too. It's like, just write it down, right? And like, just get it out, right?
Yeah, I tell that to my students all the time. Put it pen to paper. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's incomplete sentences, complete sentences, bullet points. Just make notes, because you never know when they might come in handy.
Great. Well, thank you so much for inspiring us to be prepared when we, do big trips, but also, things do happen and they create great stories. So, Lessons from the Journey, Reflections from a Humbling Day on the Halo Ridge Loop by Maddie Rhodes. It's a feature in Covered Bridge this summer and fall. Thank you so much for being here, Maddie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome to the TV8 Visitors Bureau. I'm one of your hosts, Maddie Evans. Now we've got a really cool new concept taking place here in the town of Avon, Eaglevale, and Vail. And it's a great way to use as an alternative. Instead of driving your car, you can shift your ride to one of these incredible electric bikes behind me. Now this is a really cool rental system and you can control it all right from the power of your hands, right from your cell phone by downloading the Shift Bike app. And then from there, you can get over there and enjoy the incredible amenities that these bikes have to offer. We're gonna walk you through it, but in order to do it, you have to download the app. So Shift Bike is the app, and then you can use the coupon code Shift Your Ride for the first 30 minutes free. And we're going to walk you through the pricing and everything here and how you can get one of the bikes. Let's get started. Once you get into the app, you can see exactly which location you would like to pick up the bike, how many bikes are available, and then where you can deliver the bike to. So you can see starting in Avon, making your way through Eaglevale, all the way to Vail Village, and then even down into East Vail. You can collect bikes, drop bikes off, and enjoy your ride on these nice electric bikes. Once you've scanned the QR code to get the bike unlocked, it's really important that you have safety first, so always make sure that you have your helmet with you. That way you can pop that on and you're nice and safe. Now, once you get the bike unlocked, it's super easy. You'll just take that lock right off the back. You'll see that you'll have this big, nice coiled cord, but there's a hook on the back for you to hook that to so that it is nice and out of your way while you are riding the bike. That way you're nice and safe and everyone around you is nice and safe so you don't tip over on the bike. And then once you've got that all secured, you're all set to go. You can just kick that kickstand up and start enjoying your ride. Now remember that these are pedal assist and there are some rules. To get the bike back to where you got it or to get it to your next destination, you can always use the app to see all of the great places where you can drop these off. Once you are done on your adventure on the Shift bikes, they're a ton of fun and you can see that you can get going pretty fast on them, especially with that nice little pedal assist. You'll take the bike back, lock it back up in one of the great charging stations that they have available, and then once you're done locking it up, make sure that you take your app out and you end the ride, because it is going to make sure that that bike is in the correct spot for you to have ended your ride, and that way it will not continue to charge you. That has been this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We can't wait to bring you more great information, but make sure that you get out there and you use the Shift bike to shift your ride throughout the community.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 7 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your three favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Wednesday, August 23rd. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. As always, I've got wonderful Gretchen Pletchot joining me here in studio, so you know it's a fun Wednesday. On this second hour, we've got another episode of Vail Vibes at Chasing Rabbits. We'll be with Robbie giving us a sports update, and then Stand Up or Reach Out, the information and the impact that they have. And then, as always, your weather update, and we'll be back with much more information. So hour 2 of Morning Vail starts now.
Get up, get ready to start
Welcome back to the TV8 Weather Center. Let's take a look at this Wednesday. As you can see, 8 a.m., 57 degrees, a high of 79, and rain, 30% chance, partly cloudy, winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So beautiful day to get on out there and soak up that sunshine. Have some fun in the summertime sun. 8 a.m., 57 degrees and mostly sunny. Noon, 74, and you see those clouds, the coverage starting to roll in, partly cloudy. 4 p.m., 76 and mostly cloudy. And then at 8 p.m., some precipitation, 68 degrees. The temperature is dropping off, an isolated thunderstorm. So if you want to get on out there, do it before this evening. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor. Eagle, 85 degrees, Avon 81, Vail 79, and Denver a whopping 94 degrees. Always so hot in Denver. Let's take a look at this evening. Tonight, a low of 54 degrees, rain 40% chance, partly cloudy, and sunset at 7:52. So as you know, the sun is setting earlier and earlier. Winds east to southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then as far as that 5-day forecast, Thursday afternoon, thunderstorms, 76 degrees. Friday, 76, the same thunderstorms. Saturday and Sunday, it looks like scattered thunderstorms, 75 and 78. And then Monday, partly cloudy with some sunshine heading our direction and 78 degrees. Keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Hey there, I'm Cece with Good Day Vail, and today on our show we have the opportunity to learn about how we can contribute to climate action change. So stay tuned where we can help you learn new ways to recycle and contribute to the benefits of preserving and saving Mother Earth.
Good morning, Vail.
start out this second hour of our Good Morning Vail edition. We've got Vail Vibes with Avija. She's keeping us in the loop on all things culture here in the Valley. So let's have a look at her visit at Chasing Rabbits.
Come on!
From activities and adventures to hot spots and the latest happenings, this is your guide to all the good vibes here in Vail. I'm Avija Scarborough. Welcome to Vail Vibes. Today we're coming to you from the one and only Chasing Rabbits, a venue unlike anything we've seen here in Vail. You can literally get lost in what feels like an enchanting and elaborate maze. So, are you ready to take a journey down the rabbit hole with me? Let's go check it out.
Chasing Rabbits has to do with organized chaos. So you can definitely get lost in here. Sometimes we've had people visit and be like, I didn't even realize there was one of these spaces.
Each room we entered transported us to a new world full of rabbit motifs and nods to Alice in Wonderland. Even the hallways were full of surprises.
We really took a lot of thought into the design, and each room has unique decor where you feel like you're in a different world or land.
So what exactly is Chasing Rabbits? Previously a movie theater, it's been renovated and rebranded as an entertainment venue with something for everyone.
This is developed by Flares Group, and we partnered with Rockwell Group, who are the amazing architect and design firm behind Tao, Matsuhitsu, Catch, a lot of those name brand places, and we're bringing something urban and cosmopolitan right to the mountains here in Vail.
And Thea says the people of Vail were more than ready for it.
People have been asking for an upscale place to have nightlife in Vail. You know, we have that in Aspen, but now move over Aspen, we now have the better skiing, and we also have a little bit of nightlife ourselves too.
From the decor to the drink menu, each space in the venue has its own unique vibe.
The arcade is very neon, it has these flashing lights, it's a fun place to go play some arcade games. You can also go and enjoy some DJ music or bingo or karaoke in there. The Moon Rabbit is very elegant. It has these soft velvets. It's more calm, and that decor kind of reflects the vibes of the Moon Rabbit Speakeasy, and it's influenced by East meets West. So it has more Asian influences. You'll see kind of from the wallpaper, it's inspired from the East, and then a little bit of the ropes gives you that nautical vibe of maybe you sailed to a different land. And then the restaurant is really light and airy.
You guys like this restaurant? It's really nice, really nice.
And the food is really healthy, light and airy, so it reflects that. And then lastly, the library lounge is really cozy and intimate, and it has floor-to-ceiling books. So you really feel that kind of intimate vibe where you can just chill there for hours.
Plenty of books and plenty of whiskey. Sounds like my kind of library. But there's more than that here at the Library Lounge. They host events for their members.
Anyone can come to Chasing Rabbits. We're completely open to the community, but we also have a membership, so members can enjoy perks like members-only events, so things like wine tastings, as well as they get discounts on food and beverages, they get to skip the line, and there's also a secret menu that's just for members.
But more than anything, she says, Chasing Rabbits is a place for people to rent and make their own.
We've had some amazing weddings here, corporate events, birthdays, but people are so creative, and they're really making this their home and making an extension of themselves.
Speaking of special events, Thea recently had part of her own wedding celebration here. And if you're looking for a more casual night out, there's plenty of that here as well.
So we have the DJs on Friday nights. We also have a few fun free events. So we have weekly bingo that the locals love, as well as weekly karaoke. And we also have jazz in the Moon Rabbit.
And if you haven't made your New Year's Eve plans yet,
we opened up in December, and our big launch party was New Year's, and it was lots of fun, and we can't wait until we do New Year's next year as well. We're gonna have a very fun New Year's party.
We'll have to put that on our calendar. Thea says check the Chasing Rabbits website for more info on New Year's Eve and all other events. Coming up, we're not done with Thea yet. Solaris Group has a restaurant with a bowling alley in it a few doors down. And We go from the newest hot spots to one of Vail's lasting legacies as Sheikha Gramshammer shares tales from her namesake hotel.
It takes a valley to make a village.
This isn't something you see inside of an upscale restaurant very often.
We're here at Decca and Bowl. We like to think of it a restaurant with a bowling alley in the back, so it's a little bit more like a fun surprise. Decca has amazing Colorado fare, so things like the wedge salad, Greek salad, burgers, pizza, tuna poke, lots of really yummy, delicious food, some great cocktails and mocktails as well, and then there's lots of fun to be had in the back, and hopefully you get a steak.
Not quite a strike for me, but close. And in the process, we worked up an appetite. Thea ordered some of Decca's most popular bites.
So right now we have some tuna poke and fish tacos. Within the tuna poke, we have a nice sriracha sauce that gives it a nice little spice and kick, and then these awesome wonton chips that come along with it. And then here for the fish tacos, it's blackened mahi-mahi, and then it comes with some microgreens, some avocado, a little bit of a pineapple slaw on top.
And of course, a signature cocktail as well.
So this is our Mad Beats. It has gin, lemon, rhubarb, prosecco, and of course, beets in it. Cheers!
So come for the food, and if you have spare time, stay for the bowling.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tvavail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I love all things sports, and we had a chance to head on over Vail Mountain School for boys soccer. Let's check it out.
All right, thanks for joining us. So last season, Vail Mountain School boys soccer took home the Class 2A state championship for the first time in program history. But now entering a new fall season, the boys, they've got one thing on their mind. Vail Mountain School boys soccer is still high on winning their first state championship. Now in a new season, they believe
we're going to go back to back. That's all I got to say.
This team is talented, but down key starters from last year. However, there's still hope for this team's ambitions.
I would love to see Rutley playing Division I soccer one day. I would love to see him wear a USA soccer jersey one day. I think if that's something that he wants to do, he's got the work ethic and the mentality to do it.
Junior midfielder Rutley Heineman is the reigning 2A state player of the year. Heineman punched in 14 goals last season, but he's more than a scoring machine.
He really just gives us confidence, I think. Having a player like that, having someone lead us all the way to a final, basically carried us throughout the whole season last year. Yeah, it gives us confidence. We can give him the ball and know something good's about him.
Heineman's talent goes without question.
Oh yeah, Hank!
But when talking with him about the spotlight surrounding him this upcoming season, he explained the credit goes to someone else.
I can only really thank my teammates. It was amazing. They congratulated me. They're amazing.
So a lot of gratitude from you there towards your teammates. But with that being said, what do you and your teammates need to focus on in order to get back to the state championship this season?
I feel like it's really coming together. Like the way we did last year as a team, we kind of just clicked during the playoffs, and that's, I think, how a team kind of just gets through any season.
And how confident are you in your team's abilities to execute?
We're ready. We're ready to go. Yeah, we're all excited. We're ready to play. We're ready to start the season, and we're ready to win it back.
Vail Mountain School boys soccer kicks off their season against Moffett County. Now, in their season opener, Vail Mountain School boys soccer would go on to mercy rule Moffett County 11-0, and this game would end after the first half. We caught up with head coach Kevin Ives to gather his thoughts after the game on the Gore Rangers' performance. All right, so we're over at Vail Mountain School where the boys just had their season opener. Boys soccer over here, Gore Rangers looking pretty good. 11-0 finish to the start of this game. Ended after the first half over that mercy rule. Joining me right now is head coach Kevin Ives. So, Coach, how are we feeling after that first game, season opener?
Yeah, we're feeling really great. Very confident and happy with how the boys took the field today and competed. And we know this is just like the first step along for a long journey, but always looking to just get better each and every single day. And now we're moving on to Steamboat.
Okay, and maybe down a couple players from last year's team. How do you feel like those guys, who've stepped up this season played today?
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. I mean, we had 2 freshmen today playing in their first varsity game. We had some sophomores that were key players last year on our JV team that are now in the starting 11. So I think that's, the story of a successful program is, you always graduate successful, strong seniors, but then it's just up to the next class to step into that and kind of carry on that tradition.
And it's early in the season. This is the first game of y'all's schedule. How important is it to get those guys on the field who have less exposure at the kind of freshman, sophomore level? How important is it to get those guys some playing time?
Oh, it's absolutely critical. First just getting them individually comfortable, and then just getting them comfortable playing alongside their teammates. It's all about just giving them exposure, giving them opportunities. And yeah, I think they did tremendous today.
And we got to talk about Rutley Heineman a little bit. That kid had 3 goals, was a menace on the field today. What did you see from his performance today that really stood out?
Rutley's a tremendous player. He's so much fun to watch. He does a great job. He does all the right things. He plays hard. He gets his teammates involved. Just really looking excited to him, kind of leading the way, and a lot of our other players looking up to him for his leadership. And it's going to be fantastic.
All right, and we got to talk about the defense a little bit today. I don't think I saw a single shot on goal today. How do you feel all around about how your defense matched up with Moffett County today?
Yeah, I think we matched up great. I think defensively we have a lot of new faces across our back 4. We have a lot of young guys that are going to get opportunities to kind of show what they have and see how they progress throughout the season. But I think overall I'm very happy with how the back line played today. They played very confidently. They kept Moffett pinned in on their defensive third, which then made it a lot easier for our midfield and our attackers to kind of stay into the attack. It was fantastic.
And Kevin, I mean, mercy ruling a team in the first half is a big deal, and especially in your season opener. Has your expectation changed at all for this season based on the results of the outcome of this game at all?
I don't think the expectations changed, but I think today just really showed that we have a lot of talent. The talent's definitely there to compete, as we get into the state playoffs. So I think the boys know that. I'm really starting to see them come together as a unit over the last 2 weeks into this season. So again, it's just going to be continuing to develop, stay healthy, and then get our younger players a lot of opportunities on the field.
And Steamboat Springs is up next on the schedule. You guys got to go up to Steamboat and play on their field. What do you think the biggest challenge is going to be up in Steamboat?
Just the environment. Steamboat has a great fan base. The games are always live. We have a great rivalry there. Us, because we don't have lights on our field, we don't get to play any night games. So we always relish, the opportunity to play under the lights. So we're expecting a great environment, a very strong 4A opponent that's going to be physical, strong, and disciplined. So yeah, it's going to be a great early season test for us.
Okay, and with that being said, what do you guys need to work on this week in order to get prepared for that game up in Steamboat?
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple answer. I think, just having our full team here. School's still yet to start for us. We just got a large contingent of our VSSA boys back from a ski trip. So we've only had 2 practices as a full varsity roster. So I think for us, it's just repetition and getting comfort playing alongside our teammates.
Okay, and thanks. Anything you want to add?
No, absolutely. Just really looking forward to the season. And, I think it's going to be a great one.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, last fall, Vail Christian football put together an impressive season, 7-2 overall and a perfect 5-0 in league play, but they're down some starters from last year's team as a lot of seniors have graduated out of that program. Nevertheless, the boys over there, they're focused on having an improved season from last year. Soon, Vail Christian football will be snapping the ball in their first game of the season. But before then, the team needs to find a common goal.
I don't quite know what our expectations are quite yet because we are so new and so many new faces. So we're kind of trying to figure that out still.
Fresh talent is always difficult to judge, especially when the players are brand new to the game. However, Pearson does know he can lean on his rising senior Jack Pryor, and he's hungry.
I feel like at the end of the season, you're kind of ready for a little bit of rest, but once that idea comes of you're going to be playing football soon, you really want to get after it.
As the focal point of the Saints defense, Pryor holds a lot of responsibility.
You got to make a lot of reads. You got to see what the offense is doing, read and react. You can't really guess, but you also got to play fast.
Field awareness and build are key to playing middle linebacker. 3 years of varsity experience also helps. Pryor wants to win every game on the schedule, but there's one in particular he's looking forward to the most.
Week 2 against Lions. 2 years ago, we beat them pretty good. Last year, they handed us our only loss of the season. We're going to go down there into Lyons County and win.
You can catch Pryor on the field at Vail Christian Week 1 as the Saints take on Dolores Huerta Prep. Now I'll head inside the gym of Vail Mountain School where the volleyball team has 8 returning seniors returning to their team this season that should bring them a lot of success down the road. Changes go hand in hand with new seasons, some simple, some challenging. However, there's one change Gore Ranger Volleyball is looking forward to.
Pretty much our whole starting lineup is going to be seniors, and so it's pretty exciting to see, think about what they might be able to do this year.
8 seniors return to play their final season of high school volleyball at VMS. Senior Sage Evans points out the biggest strength of a veteran group.
We have all been playing together since at least our freshman year, and that kind of bond that we've all created together has definitely made us a stronger team because we can all kind of trust each other. We know how all of us play, and all of our seniors are great leaders on the team, so I think each of us have something else to offer.
Although this team is experienced, they need a purpose. A playoff team in 3 of the last 4 seasons, but they'd like to see an appearance at the state tournament. Senior Quincy Prebramski is confident the Gore Rangers can go the distance.
The team is already playing super well together, so I think once we put that into a game, we'll really have great communication and we'll be really molded as a team where we can work as one instead of each individual.
Vail Mountain School Volleyball kicks off their season at home against Highland. There was a lot of hype last year around Eagle Valley boys cross country as they put together a lot of firsts in program history. But they're down their star runner Jake Drever, who is now competing for Boise State up in Idaho. Nevertheless, this team is still feeling confident, entering a new season without their star runner.
So I'm with head coach of Eagle Valley, Melinda Brandt, and there's a fall season approaching for the Devils this season. How are you doing, Coach?
We are really looking forward to it. Today's our first day of practice, and we got a great group out. We have about 45 on our roster right now.
Okay, and kind of walk through me, there's a lot going on behind us. What's about to take place?
On the first day, we always do a 2-mile time trial. We just want to see where kids are at after their summer training. It also helps us identify their pace for workouts so we can move forward with workouts at the right pace for them.
New year, new season, a lot of success last year. What's the expectation as the head coach of this Devils program?
Yeah, I think it's to keep moving forward and keep that trajectory. I knew we were a top 10 team for about the last 2 years. We just couldn't pull it together at the end. So in 2022, to be 4th at state, we want to be right back there this year. I'd love to see us higher at regionals. We were 3rd in the region, but 4th at state. So our region's one of the toughest regions, and we came back and beat all the teams, or we beat the teams that beat us and the regionals, and then Central beat us. So we just want to be that top team from the Western Slope this year for the fellas. And the girls are making a big comeback. We're putting the pieces together. We got some new pieces on the girls' side. So we're really looking forward to seeing how they'll compete this year.
Okay, and last year you lost 2 of your top seniors from last year's team. Yeah. They were very successful and talented runners in themselves, but do you see anyone else stepping up to kind of fill that gap?
Yes, our boys team is really deep, which has been awesome. They just keep coming up the pipeline. They see the success. They want to be a part of it. Jake is off to Boise State, but I think between the Blair boys, Cooper, Armando, guys coming up that didn't score last year but will score this year, it's going to be really fun to just see. I think we will be better and more competitive as a team this year as some of those younger guys get bigger, faster, stronger.
Okay. And talk to me a little bit about Jake. You're obviously losing him from last season, but he's such a special kid, very talented. Also ran a 15:19:40 for his PR last season, the first Devil ever to break that 16-minute mark. How special was it to coach a kid like Jake who was just so talented?
He was great. He did all the little things right, and as he got older, he started to just keep getting stronger and really dug into the little pieces. So I think our kids see that. They see that one of their peers did something really special, broke 16 not just once, but 6 times over the season. And so it wasn't just a fluke run. He just kept throwing down awesome times. So to have the other guys see them, and they know they want to go out after that. So now that 16's been broken, I think the kids are just going to keep going after that. So I think we could have 3 or 4 guys under that mark this year, which would be phenomenal. Well, not under his school record, but under 16. I think I would not be surprised by that. That's kind of the goal for them. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. And you guys, your best finish ever in program history was 11th. Last year, you guys go to states and blow that out of the water with 4th. With that finish, what do you think's the expectation there? Like, could you go back to states this season? You just talked about some new talent there that may be able to fill in for Jake as he's gone this year. But what's kind of the expectation there? Do you want to get back up to 4th place or maybe even improve on that mark?
Yeah, I think cross country is interesting, right? Because I can't control what the other teams are doing. We can just control how much work we're putting in. And so our guys are ready to put in the work. They're ready to gel. Just a few weeks ago, we won the National High School Trail Championships with some of the guys that are returning. Jake was a part of that team too, because they get to have returning or graduated kids on those programs too. But Eagle Valley put their name on the map again right away as the first big summer competition for the cross country athletes. So we're really proud of those guys for going out there and doing that over the summer. So I think it's just gonna build and build and build, and we just have guys that keep stepping up, which is phenomenal. We have freshmen that are coming in that are already making some noise that are kind of surprises for us right now. So we have seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen that I think will all be a part of the varsity roster, and that have all had experience. Jackson Fillmore is coming up, and he's already had multiple years of varsity experience, and so it's just really fun to see the depth of our boys program and just to be strong year in and year out. But last year was really the culmination of a lot of years getting put together to finally get 4th. So it was just fantastic. The guys were stoked, and I think we can be right back there. Just kind of have to see how we compete with the other teams in the state and some of the big dog teams. We got some big races this year. Well, we'll get to see them. We have Liberty Bell on our schedule. Our first race is in the Front Range, so we get to see that. We'll get to run Junction twice this year, so we'll have the speedy times flowing for that. And then we're going to go to Indiana this year for an out-of-state race at the Nike Twilight Meet there, so they'll get some out-of-state competition too. So that'll be awesome.
Okay, awesome, Coach. And like we talked about earlier, a lot of firsts for this team last season. What first do you see for this cross-country boys program this season, maybe on the horizon?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think just having a stronger pack of guys that are all ready to take kind of that next step. So, like I said, 3 or 4 guys maybe going under 16 because it's been done. Now they can chase it. So I think Jake just paved the path, and other guys paved the path before Jake. So it just keeps elevating like each year, which I think is just a really great quality about our program. And on the girls' side, they've seen kind of the fast girls come through, but with Ellie qualifying last year and then now having multiple girls who I think can chase her down, it's going to be really fun to see how strong they get too.
Okay, and Coach, we've talked a lot about times. We've talked about Jake in the past, breaking that 16-minute mark, and maybe what some of the boys can do this season for this team to get back to that 4th spot at States or even higher. But, there's a lot going on in your head with all that conjumbled in there at the same time, but I'm breaking it down easy for you right now. What are you looking forward to, just plain and simple, the most this season?
Oh, man, I just love seeing kids grow. I think that is one of my favorite things. Seeing them come together as a team, seeing them find a place in the school. Eagle Valley's over 1,000 kids now, so when kids find a home with our cross-country team, that just really fuels me to say, hey, you're welcome here. You're going to grow here. I said our word for today, even on the first day of practice, is growth. Don't focus on how hard this 2-mile may seem on day 1, but we're going to grow. We're going to get better. We do this 2-mile at the end of the season too, and they see how much they've grown. Cross country is not like track where every meet is different, every course is different, and so to see them grow from a 2-mile to a 2-mile, they can see all the work they've put in. And so seeing the personal connection, seeing the leadership develop, and just seeing their personal growth is one of my highlights of the season.
Okay, so many things to look forward to this season. Any other exciting events coming up that you'd like to talk about?
Well, our exciting event is our home meet. We get to bring our home meet back. So we're going to be up at the Sienna Valley Club here on September 16th and hosting, we already have 15 teams committed, but we haven't had a home meet since 2020. So we're really excited to bring that back for the community so Gypsum and Eagle can really see all that cross country has. We'll have a kids race, a citizens race. So that is something that's really exciting for us too.
Now over in Leadville, runners from around the world gathered for the 40th edition of the Leadville Trail 100. More than 700 runners participated in the event with ages ranging from 18 to 72 years old, and runners were only allotted 30 hours to complete the course, and this year the event saw a 44% completion rate, which sounds pretty good to me. Coming in first place for the men was JP Giblin with a time of just over 17 minutes, while Jackie Manhard took home the title for the women with a time of just under 21 and a half hours. It's a long time to be running. Perhaps a little too early to be thinking about basketball as we've just entered the fall season, but CU basketball released their non-conference schedule for men's ball. The Buffs, they're going to take on 2 teams from the Centennial State this year in northern Colorado, and then they'll make the trip over to Fort Collins earlier to take on CSU on the hardwood. But one game that really sticks out to me here is Iona, coached by legendary head coach of the Gales, Rick Pitino, and a squad that amassed 27-8 on their schedule last season and punched a ticket to March Madness ultimately. So the Buffs will certainly find out what they're made of when they play this team, and that's a good early testament for them in the season. But another one that sticks out to me is Miami at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, which is not only a great venue, but a strong team in the Hurricanes last year who danced all the way to the Final Four. So the Buffs, when they come out of this non-conference schedule, they're certainly going to know what they're made of entering conference play. Now, nothing quite says football is back like the Associated Press dropping their preseason rankings for the upcoming FBS football season. So no schools from Colorado landed in the preseason poll, but maybe we'll see Air Force inside the top 25 this season. The Falcons went 10-3 last year and were picked to finish second in the Mountain West Conference this year behind Boise State. Now, looking over at the AFCA coaches poll for Division II football, Mines cracked the top 25 as the number 2 team in the country, and they're coming off that national championship loss to number 1 overall Ferris State, and you can rest assured they're determined to get back to the title game this year, though. Other Colorado schools worth noting on this poll who received votes were CSU Pueblo with 56 and Western Colorado with just 6. Also, we don't know if you've heard the news already, but Battle Mountain Football decided to fold their program this season, leaving a lot of their varsity players displaced. There had been talk last summer of this occurring, but the team remained together. A lot of athletes in the Valley were caught by surprise to hear the Huskies program is no more.
Wow. Like, they've always, Battle Mountain, because I play for Eagle Valley for lacrosse, always been my rival. They've always been this, like, top-tier team, and the fact that they lost their football team is just crazy to me.
Find out what's happening with their former varsity players in our next show. Now, this story is one of my favorites that I've had the privilege of working on since joining the TV8 crew, but I don't want to spoil anything just yet. But as always, make sure to continue coming back to us for all the latest sports coverage around the Valley and beyond.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, we love everything here in the community, and especially those nonprofits that are really impactful and powerful. Julio had a conversation with Speak Up, Reach Out, so let's have a look and learn all about what they have to do and how they can really help our community.
All right, we're continuing to share more information with you here on Good Morning Vail. And joining me on the couch is Elian Marquez from Speak Up, Reach Out, a nonprofit organization that does a lot of work regarding suicide, intervention, prevention, generating awareness. They do tons of trainings, workshops, and he's here to talk all about it today, because unfortunately it's a topic that continues to affect millions of people, communities, families all over the world. And it's so important that we open up these spaces to talk about everything they've got going on, everything that they work on. regarding this topic. So Elian, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having Speak Up, Reach Out.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your role. You're the youth and Hispanic and Youth Program Specialist, correct? So tell me a little bit about what you do, and then we'll go into more specifics of what Speak Up, Reach Out does as a whole.
So my role revolves around the Hispanic and Youth Program Specialist. So a lot of, it's mainly targeted towards the youth and being able to be at Youthapalooza or all these events that are created for the youth. But more than that, my role is created to really prevent suicide prevention around the Hispanic community. So that's a little bit about my role with Speak Up, Reach Out.
Perfect. And now, I mentioned you guys do intervention, prevention, workshops, trainings. Tell me a little bit about what you all do and how you are all able to do such amazing work in the community.
So Speak Up, Reach Out is the Suicide Prevention and Coalition of Eagle County. We do a lot of suicide prevention inside the schools, a lot of school-based programs, which are evidence-based. Starting off from 5th grade all the way to 12th grade. And according to their age, we have a specific signs of suicide or a specific training,
depending on the age group.
Yes, depending on their age group. If they do require an intervention, we do have someone from your Hope Center join us. So our organization mainly revolves around that prevention part. The intervention really is something that your Hope Center does, and they do that as well inside the schools. When we offer our school-based our school programs, like I mentioned, they're evidence-based. We do hand out a survey asking the students, do you have a trusted adult? How are you feeling? Are you feeling a certain way? Are you concerned about another friend or family member or stuff like that? And according to how they answer, we have someone from your Hope Center do the intervention part and having a screener and stuff like that for school.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was all kind of the school-based programming, but I know you also do events in the community. You offer also trainings for maybe organizations who want trainings like this. Talk to us a little bit about that and what that looks like, out in the community.
So we are able to offer all of our programs and trainings for free. So if anyone requests or let's say here at TV8 wants to do a training for you and your staff, we're able to come in and have a QPR training, which is an hour and a half long. But for our community, we have bi-weekly QPRs, which you can find more information about at speakupreachout.org. But we offer youth mental health first aid, assist, which are all trainings. We do require that you sign up for them, which kind of gives us, at some of these, we offer a snack or light lunch or stuff like that. So we prefer to know beforehand.
Perfect. Now, speaking of these trainings, what do they look like? You mentioned QPR. What does that stand for? Or what can folks expect at some of these trainings? Do you all bring speakers? Do you all do the trainings yourself? Kind of what does that look like in terms of the trainings?
So our training, QPR, is Question, Persuade, and Refer. And we do also offer our event series, which is just us bringing in a keynote speaker that talks about something related around mental health and suicide prevention. Or like this upcoming September, we have our annual memorial ceremony, which is an opportunity to remember the people who we've lost, but is for suicide survivors. So it's just a safe space that Speak Up, Reach Out has created over the years, and where a lot of people who have lost someone to suicide come together and share a little bit about their journey around the people who they sit around, and it's such a wonderful space.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned the word safe space, right? Because a lot of the times, we don't talk about suicide, or we might feel that we're alone in this process, or, all sorts of stigmas and stuff around suicide. So the fact that you all provide these opportunities, not only in terms of the trainings, which obviously is super important, but also, community events, social gatherings where folks can come together and remember their loved ones. I think it's super special. You mentioned the September 10th memorial ceremony. Talk to us a little bit more about that. I know it's going to be at Four Eagle Ranch, which is a super cool space. What are the times or some of the activities maybe that you all have planned for this?
Right. So our memorial ceremony, will take place on September 10th.
Okay.
It's for anyone in our community that has gone through suicidal ideation or is a suicide survivor, has lost anyone to suicide.
Okay.
And it's a safe space, like I previously mentioned,
yes.
For anyone attending. We have brunch. We have other activities. Last year we did a walk around a lake they have around Four Eagle Ranch. We had the opportunity for yoga. And this year, I believe we are doing ear acupuncture, if that's how you say it. As well, we will have our butterfly, which was created by a local artist as well. And having the opportunity to connect with other people who have been around, who have lost someone in a similar way, is our main goal. To be able to remember and create the safe space.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be on September 10th at Four Eagle Ranch. Do folks have to register? Because I know you mentioned previously a registration process for other events. Is that the same for the memorial?
Yes, we do require previous registration, just because we're offering brunch and we want everyone to enjoy themselves and being able to accommodate everyone. Yes. So we do prefer registration.
Perfect. Well, Elian, I don't know if you'd like to share maybe your contact information, social media. You obviously mentioned the website, which has tons of useful information, resources. It has all the information to your event. So if you want to share any other contact information for folks to get a hold of you, how can they do so?
They can reach me at elian.marquez@speakupreachout.org. Okay. Or they can follow us in Facebook or Instagram at Speak Up Reach Out.
Okay.
And we're constantly updating our socials, so you have the newest events. And yeah, I did want to mention before we leave,
go ahead.
that we do have auditions going on for This Is My Brave, which is a show that will be taking place this October. Okay. And it's healing through storytelling, whether it's a poem, essay, any way you want to express yourself. Okay. We would love to hear your story, and
So you guys have auditions happening for that now through October, or?
So more recently, the 12th and the 17th of August.
Okay.
And other than that, if you want to reach out to me or anyone on my team, you can do so through the speakupreachout.org.
Yes.
And we can get you, if none of those dates work for anyone, we can set up a time.
Perfect. So what I'm hearing is kind of like a talent show, kind of like an open mic situation where folks can express themselves through different forms of art.
Through different forms of art. Telling your story, whether it's been depression and or any other mental health illness, and how you overcame that through whatever it may have been.
Perfect. Well, we'll have to check that out. Thank you so much for joining us today, Elian, sharing all this super important information with our community. We are going to take a short break, but stay tuned for more of Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
today. Great show on tonight.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on TV8Vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to Danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 7 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the TV8 Weather Center. I'm one of your hosts, Gretchen Fleschel. Let's take a look at that weather today. This Wednesday, 8 a.m., 57 degrees, a high of 79 degrees, and rain, 30% chance. Partly cloudy, so a good day to get on out there and soak up some of that sunshine. As well as we have, 57 degrees, a high of 79, and then 8 a.m., 57 degrees, mostly sunny. Noon, 74 and partly cloudy. 4 p.m., 76 and mostly cloudy. And then, let's see, 8 p.m., 68 degrees and scattered thunderstorms. So beautiful out at the beginning, and then going throughout the day tonight, you're going to have some thunderstorms and some rain. So get on out there early. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor.
Lots happening.
Like lots of thunderstorms heading our direction, and lots of weather, and I don't know, a lot of thunderstorms at the end of the week.
As always, you can probably expect about a 10-degree warmer difference in Denver,
Yes,
and then similar throughout the valley here.
I think 94 degrees in Denver. That is so warm. I can't even believe it. And tonight it looks like it's going to be a cooler evening, which is great. But yeah, that weather. What do you think about all the thunderstorms, all that rain?
I think it's starting to give us some more greenery, so
Yeah.
it's not as brown and dry around here anymore.
I
but
love that you and I are very optimistic, because same, I know a lot of people get upset and they're like, oh my goodness, it's going to be raining. And I'm like, listen, it's hot out there. I love how green and lush everything starts to get, and we need that rain. Precipitation isn't bad.
Absolutely. I personally love it because it makes it a little bit cooler in the afternoons, because
Yes.
I am directly west facing in my
Yeah.
apartment, so it's wonderful that we have nice and cool weather.
I love that we're so honest. Kim and I both do not have air conditioning, but so many of these beautiful apartments
homes as well as condos don't have air because usually we don't really need it.
We don't really need it. It's just been a toasty summer.
Oh my goodness. So all things summer, and we still have a month. I know. I keep on talking about ski season because Keystone's opening in October, just saying. But we're excited about all the events and things happening this summer.
Let the countdown begin.
Oh,
That's what we all live for here. But
are you going to be mad if I start wearing a beanie already?
No, do it. Rock and roll. I love that. But you know what I love about today's show is that we really focused all of the TV8 hosts and what we do here. We had a lot of really fun segments with Vail Vibes at Chasing Rabbits and Kimo Savvy, and then Julio was on talking to Speak Up, Reach Out, which is an incredible organization.
Such an amazing organization, and I know they have a lot of events coming up. I believe September 9th. I love Speak Up, Reach Out. They've really, we have amazing people here on TV8, and we hope that everyone had a great Wednesday.
And then, of course, Robbie. Sports update. We love all of the things that he's doing here in the community, and hearing him talk to Vail Christian School and their football team and their new program and all of the great athletes there.
I love it. Well, so what are you going to do this Wednesday now?
Well, you know, Avon Live. I want to go to one of them before the weekend, before it's over for the season. So see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all.